that should probably change. Not me. Every time I walk through our galleries, I can't help but notice all of the really interesting hairstyles that are here. I mean, look at this. How cool is this? Almost every single painting, sculpture, photograph, or drawing that we have in our collection that features a person has a hairstyle. So we literally have thousands in our collection. Today, we are going to recreate 3 hairstyles from our paintings collection. One that was picked by my team here at Getty, one that was picked by our Instagram broadcast channel, Getty Geeks, and one by our YouTube audience. So thank you all for helping me decide which hairstyles we should recreate. And also, because I have really little to no hairstyling experience of my own, and we are right next to the heart of Hollywood, we hired a 2-time Oscar award-winning hairstylist to help us out. So let's go get started. Yolanda is starting by sectioning my hair into 5 parts, one on the top and the rest into quarters. Starting with the top of my head, she's adding in heated rod curlers to help prep my hair. First, she applies some dry foam mousse, then places end papers on the ends of my hair for a crisp finish. Next, she rolls my hair tight and secures the end. She continues to place curlers on the front parts of my head before moving to the back. Oh, and pro tip, if it gets a little warm, a little tissue goes a long way. Dozens of curlers later, and voila!
A little crispy.
Yolanda, will you tell me about your Oscars?
I will. Let's see, I have 4 nominations.
Whoa.
I have 1 for Mrs. Doubtfire, 1 for Ed Wood, 1 for The Way Back, and 1 for Master and Commander. And I won for Mrs. Doubtfire and Ed Wood.
So cool.
I was a consideration for Edward Scissorhands and for Beetlejuice, but at the time the Academy didn't allow hairdressers to be nominated. Mrs. Doubtfire, it was the first year they allowed hairdressers to be part of the Oscars. So I have the first Oscar given to a hairdresser.
Yay!
We have to stop and do a little blow dry.
Okay, I didn't know my hair could do this. Boing! After Yolanda dried the curls for a little while, she removed the rest of the curlers. Next, she's clipping down the front pieces of my hair. Then, starting with the section of hair behind my ears, she's twisting and pinning up sections that will clip to our braided hairpiece later.
These little twists and pins is a stronger hold.
For the braid, she first places clips down on my head for the braid to sit on top of.
And I want to go under them. That secures it.
After securing the braid, Yolanda is now pinning individual curls to it, mimicking our portrait. We remembered our pearl accessory and clipped that in next. Yolanda finishes pinning up my hair and uses the curling iron to help with a little extra finesse. Oh my gosh. Look at her. Look at us. A few finishing touches later, and ta-da! Thanks to our audience votes, we attempted 2 more hairstyles inspired by Getty paintings.
Now, we don't see this straight on, but I think it's a center part because that was kind of what they did back then.
First, Yolanda's brushing out my curls from our first look, then using the upper section of my hair from behind my ears to make a braid. She then makes 2 high pigtails from the hair in front of my ears, and with some added hair from the side of my head, creates a ponytail. Next, she's laying down our braided hairpiece and securing it with pins. To finish the center, Yolanda twists my ponytail around my real braid and pins it all down. Now, my hair is a bit thinner than the painting, so Yolanda's adding back in some waves using the curling iron. And hey! That's so pretty. I love it. We are now prepping for the third look. It's a little bit of a sad painting. Venus is trying to prevent Adonis from going off on this boar hunt, and unfortunately, she does not convince him, and unfortunately, he does not come back. For this look, Yolanda pulls out a small strand of hair and a couple of shorter bangs like in the painting, before putting the rest of my hair into a high ponytail. She braids the ponytail, wraps it around itself, and secures it with a pin. Next, she layers one of the smaller braids around my own, pins it down, and then adds the bigger braid wrapped in pearls.
Aww.
She pins up any loose hairs in the back, and that completes the bun. Next, she curls my tiny bangs.
That isn't bad.
They're so cute. A few more, and a hairstyle fit for a goddess. That is it. Thank you so much for watching. We were so lucky to have Yolanda Toussieng along with us. Thank you so much for doing this.
It was a great project. You were great to work with.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Let us know in the comments what your favorite hairstyle was today. Thank you so much for helping us decide which looks we were going to do. We would love to hear from you, and we'll catch you next time.